There are two things as a homeowner that can be really annoying and also difficult to deal with. One is pests and two is weeds. Today I'm going to show you the sprayer to kind of help deal with those problems. Now while I was in the market of looking for sprayers, I did come across this one and looked at purchasing it. I was going to probably end up purchasing it, but I figured I would go ahead and send a message to Vevor, asked if they would be willing to send it to me to do a video on, and they did kindly respond and say yes, they would do that. So they did send this to me for free to do a video on, and I really thank them for that. So I'm going to be completely honest with my review and what I really think about this. I'm already in the Milwaukee line. If you've seen my videos, you see I have a lot of Milwaukee stuff. So I looked at that one, and of course that one's way too expensive. So I kept working my way down. You know, I went to Ryobi, less expensive, and then to Hart, the Walmart brand of tools. So I happened to remember Vevor, and I went ahead and looked on their website and found this. And I gotta say, from the use I've had so far with this thing, the $90 is definitely worth the value. Okay, I have the sprayer filled up to the 4-gallon mark, and it is definitely heavy. It takes a little bit of gumption to get it up on your shoulders, so from the ground it's definitely harder. This is gonna be my first initial turning the sprayer on and seeing what it's like not being able to see it, if I'm even on the right side. Oh, I feel a little moisture from right back here, so let's investigate that. It's all the way up here, so it came from the top, and I'm not sure if it was when I was spraying water in, but I feel like possibly it was not, and it was from when I was shaking the sprayer around on my back, and it may have leaked out, so that O-ring seal gasket may not have sealed completely. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's just from the top here. Okay, I gotta say that this thing, for the price point, is pretty impressive. I know it was sent to me because I asked them, but I was looking at paying their price for it, $80 or $90, I forget what it was. Yeah, I would definitely say it's very well worth it, and not having to continuously do that hand pump thing if you're going to be spraying a lot. I ended up using right at about 6 gallons to spray my whole yard, approximately 17,000, 18,000 square foot of grass area. I mean, it really went quick because you have to keep a pretty fast walking pace while spraying this because it puts out a lot of liquid rather quickly. So you got to keep a nice pace with it. Obviously you can adjust the pump, but it still will output the liquid rather quickly. So what I want to do now is show you some of the different attachments that you can put on it and what they look like. Okay, so I have one of the brass tips on here. You can adjust it so it will shoot really far, or you can do it where it does some sort of mist like that. So let's open it to where it'll shoot really far and see how far it goes. So it took me about 10 paces to hit right there at the end where it wouldn't hit the fence anymore. That's about 30 feet that this is actually shooting out, which is pretty cool. Now this is a very unique looking spray nozzle. Let's see what that does. I'm assuming it's just a big wide mist. Yep, that's exactly what it is, but it leaks out quite a bit. It might not be tightened up enough. Or if there's washers that are not in here that are in the accessories that maybe I need to put on. Like I said, it puts out quite a bit of liquid. And then here's what the water looks like without anything on it. It just has that nice stream right there. So I think what I want to do for how fast this pumps out the liquid is time without anything on the end to see how long it'll empty this 4-gallon. Okay, so I have this backlit so you can see the water level. We are right at the 4-gallon mark. It is turned on, turned all the way, full pump. Basically, this is about 1 gallon a minute. It did actually go through the 4 gallons in 3 minutes and 45 seconds is when the pump started sputtering. So that's what I'm calling it at. So in the assortment of accessories they give you with this sprayer, it includes this little thing. And what it is a manual pump that you can use to suck out any sort of blockage that may be in the pump inside. So what you do is end up unscrewing this sprayer wand, and you end up connecting on here, it says in. So connect it onto the end of this, and you'll have to have this open. And when you have the pump on and this open, you can be pumping this, so you can manually kind of suck out that whatever it is dislodged in there to try to shoot it out. Now, to take good care of this unit, I would recommend after every time you use chemical in it to flush it out with some water. And obviously, because this is the battery pump, it's really easy. Now, as for the battery, I believe in the manual it says like 6 to 8 hours or so of charging time is what it'll take. Straight out of the box, it only probably charged for a few hours before the charging block turned green. The battery did last long enough for me to spray the grass on our half-acre lot here. Now, with pros and cons, probably the only con that I have, which is sort of a pro in itself, is it doesn't lock you into a certain set of power tools for any certain brand. The con about it is that being a generic battery like this, it probably will be taking quite a bit longer to charge than your normal power tool batteries would. Other than that, I have mostly found everything to be actually working really well, and the plastic on it is actually pretty thick plastic and pretty solid. I gotta say, even though I was given this to do a video on, if I had paid for it, I would definitely be very happy with my purchase with this thing.